Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and I wanted to do some more videos since Dokkan's kind of a little slow right now. More videos of just enjoying this Dragon Ball Saga team. So we're going in and taking on the Red Zone Omega Shenron fight. Once again, I think I've pretty much taken down all of the hardest Red Zone fights and the Cell Max event with this team. So I'm just going to keep taking down more Red Zone fights, any fight that seems difficult. So we've got this fight here that we're going to take down, and then also Red Zone Broly. Which I feel like is going to be one of the trickier fights because you can't dodge in there. But I actually get through it with this team just fine. So this team is pretty much the same build, same units I've been using in all my videos. The only thing that has changed, there is something that has changed kind of off camera. It's not in this video. But I did go ahead and I put in like 200 more stones on the Bulma banner because it's going away very soon. And I actually, dude, in 200 stones, I hit 3 more copies of Bulma. So I actually rainbowed her. So currently on my account, I have her rainbowed, but these videos were recorded before I did that. So this is still a 69% Bulma. I don't know, maybe I'll do like another showcase or something on her now that I have her rainbowed. Absolutely crazy because I absolutely love this Bulma and I love this team. And the way I'm kind of thinking of Dokkan right now, you know, there's a part of me that kind of likes to get every unit, but over the past year and a half, I've kind of been less, I guess, less likely to want to just get every unit because what I'm finding is there's so many units in like the categories. There's so much overlap on these categories with units where it's like you look at some of these team builds and there's just like a million good units you can run. And it's almost to the point where like I don't need some of these new units. I've got really good teams to beat all the content. And I don't want to get units just to get them. So I want to try to focus more on maybe just getting units for teams I really like in particular. Units that are really going to heavily buff teams that I like running. But you don't have to run like every category. You don't have to run every team in this game. To beat all the content, and I have such a large box, right? So it's like I'm looking ahead and like, yeah, Super 17 is a super easy skip for me. I'm not running his teams. He's actually one of the weaker Dokkan Fest releases. There's a lot better units. And the thing with playing on global is one of the advantages global always has is you have the global foresight, right? Like you know what's coming. But then the other good part about being on global is when we do get these joint celebrations, like the units are usually way better because they're set to JP's timeline. So they've got to compete with a game that is like 6 months ahead of ours, right? So I know that this Bulma is absolutely insane, even on the JP schedule. So she's going to have a lot of longevity. She has a good unit to invest in. But now Super 17, he was kind of like a little underwhelming when he came out on JP. And now we're getting him even later on Global. And we've got these units that JP just got that are just so much better. So it's, yeah, I just don't really see the reason. And then now we've got the Turles Dokkan Fest dropping. And he doesn't look that crazy. Like, I have to watch showcases on him. I think he's going to be able to do some good damage. But, like, I look at him in the 2 banner units, and I think the 1 banner unit looked really, really good. But the other one was just kind of okay. But it's like, I don't know that I want to run Turles as a leader or, like, use him very much. So that seems to be a really easy skip. I'm looking ahead to 8th anniversary, and it's like, yeah, the anniversary units are really good. But, like, their teams are so stacked, like, I don't feel like I need them, to be honest, right? Like, I can just keep running what I've got, and I don't have to have them. So I think I'm going to pull kind of minimally there, and then I'm going to go for a unit like Kale, because I like Universe 6. She's a unique character. She's a character that's desperately needed for that team. She's going to look really good with the LR Kale and Caulifla EZA, which is another unit I really like. So I think that's the kind of stuff, and, like, the anniversary, like, I can just ride these 5th-year EZAs, which are absolutely insane. So yeah, I think I'm going to go pretty light there, go pretty heavy on Kale, and then obviously the Worldwide Download Celebration, that's going to be another good spot. So I did not mind going ham here on Bulma, just because I feel like I can kind of save for a while, right? Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm going to not summon on the anniversary. Like, how do you not summon, right? I'm going to summon, but it's not going to be like super heavy. I'm probably going to do like whatever ticket packs I can buy, and then maybe like some discounts, maybe a rotation or 2 on each, but probably not much beyond that. And if I don't get them, I'm not really going to fret about it. And then like, I'm trying to remember, I don't even think the banner units were that crazy over there either. So like, yeah, there just wasn't like a ton I need there. And like I said, I can just ride the really awesome EZAs that we get, which is one of the great parts about Dokkan. But yeah, the Dragon Ball Saga team here, back to the actual fight at hand here. You know, the first couple phases of Sin Shenron here, nothing too crazy. We just kind of beat down. It's really when we get to the last phase. We're just seeing the power creep though, because I remember when Red Zone obviously came out, like the Omega fight and the Broly fight, like those were like the two hardest things, and it's just crazy how like trivial these fights are now. They're so easy, because the big thing with Omega is that you get to his last phase and he does a countdown. So you actually know where the super is coming. It's a really powerful super, but it's actually tankable, right? Because, it's like, I think 1.5 million or something like that, but that's tankable with plenty of units on this team. So it's very easy to plan an item out for that attack, or to put the correct unit there that you know can survive it. The thing that's going to happen in this video, though, is because of the power creep and how powerful our units are, we just bum rush him down and kill him before he even gets the super. So I think this, like, Sin Shenron Omega Shenron red zone fight really has actually become one of the easier red zones now. Just because if your team is powerful enough, like with damage, the most threatening part of the fight, which is the super attacks in the final phase, you just don't even need to see it, because you just bum rush them so quick. Because Bulma and this Kid Goku, like, all the damage that comes through, and by the time we get to the last phase, we're gonna have Bulma's active skill. So dude, this guy just gets torn to shreds. Yamcha just being a beast here. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love this team. This Yamcha just spitting out like 7.5 to 8 million attack stats with additionals. Look at my guy here, triple supering with like a 7.5, a 7.8, and an 8 mil. So like, Yamcha just put up like a 23 mil attack stat as a support unit. By the way, just dodging out at the end, even though he didn't need to. He's got the defense to back it, and he's guarding. Like, are you kidding me with STR Yamcha, man? Like, the dude is cracked. So good. And Tech Bulma, like, she is a little bit of an RNG unit, but like, is provided she takes like a couple of normals before the super, she's probably going to proc the damage reduction, and then you're good. So it's like, I think that, honestly, the weak points on this team, as crazy as it sounds, would be, well, the Int Bulma, which isn't crazy, she's free to play, but it's just the RNG of, is her 70% going to proc for dodge? But it's kind of crazy that Physical Kid Goku is actually one of the weaker defensive units. He's one of the units that can more consistently get killed in red zones, where the rest of the team more consistently tanks red zone. I'm just feeling so good about this team. Why would I not just ride this team off into the sunset, use this for every event I can, and just go crazy, especially now that I got this Bulma rainbowed. Remember, not rainbowed in this video, but I think I do got to get out a new showcase on her, just because she's so amazing and crazy. I think to me, her and Orange Piccolo are like at the top. I could have kind of see them being almost tied for first. I do hear people saying, some saying Bulma's better, some saying Piccolo's better. I think they're different enough, and their teams are so different that I feel like they have enough differences that it's maybe unfair to completely compare them. But for like, I think in terms of what their meta relevancy is, and just in general how they dominate this game and how important they are to their teams, I think they're both kind of tied for number one for me. Now, Bulma active skill turn, she's at like ridiculous amounts of defense. This is 14 mil at 69%. So my Rainbow one's probably doing like 16 mil in the same situation. We'll have to get that. I'm going to do another showcase on her. But yeah, pumping out the 9 mil additionals. By the way, she's greatly stacking defense with each additional, on top of having guaranteed guard and already starting to turn at like 700k defense. Bulma's like untouchable. Like, she's actually crazy. And then just how strong. And I think the reason why I'm loving this team so much, it's one, I just like the characters, right? Like, these are fun characters. But two, I've done several team building guides, and what I always talk about for my team building guides is I like to run 2 main rotations with floating supports. The problem is most floating supports on most teams aren't red zone viable, right? So when I'm doing the team builds I actually like, the team builds are usually for like other content, but when I go into red zone, I have to do things like float another on rotation unit that's not supporting. It might feel clunky, but hey, I need somebody that can tank, things like that. Why I love this team is this team fits my natural style of team building and is all 100% entirely red zone viable. I have all floating support units and all main rotation units. The other thing that's crazy about this team is it's actually overflowing with support and orb changing. Like, you just always can do what you want. You always have what you need, right? The Physical Kid Gokus, they're supporting and orb changing. STR Bulma, orb changing, right? The Tech Bulma orb changing. Like, the Tech Bulma floating doesn't support, but she orb changes and is tanky as all heck. Yamcha is like the ideal floating support, and in Bulma also the ideal floating support. This team is just like perfectly built, and it's crazy because there could still be more coming for this team, right? There's a lot of Dragon Ball Saga yet to be had. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, this team is going to get more help down the road, maybe more easy A's, and get even better. So there you go, just trounced Shenron, right? Didn't even see the super at the end. You have the countdown, you always know where it's going to be coming. Very easy, clean fight. So anyways, guys, let me know if you're liking this Dragon Ball Saga team. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.